Welcome back for a new top 10 list for Magic the Gathering. This time we are checking out 10 of my personal favorite commons from the set Rise of the Eldrazi, which is one of my top 10 favorite sets of all time. So with that said, and I would recommend, whether or not they are still allowed in Pauper format, consider this a great list of recommendations for the Pauper format to check out if you're into Pauper and into Vintage. So with that said, let's check out first coming at number 10, an all-time favorite of mine of classic black spells from this time period. Costs 3 mana total to bring out, instant, and that being Last Kiss. Last Kiss deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. Simple, gets quick to the point. It is definitely good for specifically obvious, like Pauper vampire decks or rather maybe a Pauper life gain deck. Depends really your playstyle when it comes down to it. With that said, still, and even in normal vampire decks, this is a great card. With that said, coming in at number 9, one of my favorite common artifacts of the time. And this one costs 2 to bring out. When this enters the battlefield, draw a card. If you pay 1, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. But for me, the ability to draw a card immediately when it enters is quite useful. But also the ability to create any mana of any color, though unfortunately it does cost 1. So it's only good in certain circumstances, really, when it comes down to it. Coming in at number 8, an all-time classic, and good for any type of red deck. I would say specifically, this would be good in a Pauper style life, or rather burn deck, or maybe something like a Pauper goblin deck. With that said, it only costs 1 mana to use, and Flame Slash deals 4 damage to target creature. So it does pretty good damage, and the fact that it only costs 1 mana, perfect, and it's good to have 4 of these in your deck. So you can definitely do some nice damage with this card. Definitely useful, especially if you're wanting to do fast, quick damage. Next up, coming in at number 7, is, I think, one of the somewhat more overlooked core creatures. Costs 3 to bring out. Comes with flying. It's a 2/3. However, its other ability is what really helps. If your opponent has a ton of creatures, pay 8 mana, tap all creatures target player controls. That alone can open up your opponent to some serious damage. So, let's just say that is quite a nice ability, especially for a tight spot, though the cost is very high. But given its ability, I think good reason to have it. Definitely as a backup. Coming in at number 6 is arguably probably one of the best well-known commons, definitely from this set. And I think that's because this is arguably one of the most sought after, one of the most valued commons nowadays. As on average, you can find this for about $5+. And for a common, that's rare. With that said, I mean, it costs 1 to bring out. It's a Honestly, I love this card just for the artwork itself. It really harkens back really to earlier times, I would say more towards the early 2000s rather than 2010 when it came out. Still a great, awesome card. The artwork is gorgeous. Love the character design. But also the fact, yeah, it's a 1/1, costs 1 to bring out. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you may gain 1 life. So you might as well just say you gain a life for every creature that enters the battlefield. And the thing is, it says, doesn't specifically say you, so that means you and your opponent. So, yeah, that's quite useful, and I mean, there is a reason why this is so sought after, besides the awesome artwork for its ability. Coming in next, at number 5, of course, gonna have at least one Eldrazi card on here, is Rise of Eldrazi. Uh, Hand of Emrakul. Costs 9 to bring out, yeah, pricey. It's a 7/7. Plus, also, you may sacrifice 4 Eldrazi spawn rather than pay the mana cost. See, that is one of the cool abilities. Also, the fact it has Annihilator 1 is quite nice on top of it. So, if you're good at building up Eldrazi spawn tokens, well, that is very useful to bring out this guy. So rather just sacrifice 4 spawn tokens, boom, less than half the price, and Annihilator 1 is quite useful, and the fact it's also a 7/7. So yeah, that's a good way to do some pretty good damage, especially in something like Pauper format. Coming in at number 4 is a pretty cool little blue spell I like. Costs 1 to use, sorcery. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and is unblockable this turn. Plus also it has rebound. So yeah, quite nice to use in blue decks like Merfolks and other types. Depends really your playstyle. Coming in at number 3 is another blue. This one is a special one that I definitely have a heavy amount of nostalgia for. Costs 3 to bring out. Human Wizard, 2/2. Whenever this enters the battlefield, you put 2 level counters on each creature you control with level up. Now that's where this excels. Mostly, specifically say you're playing a blue deck with like level up Merfolk. This is quite useful for that. Or if you want to use like a 2-type, but I would use it more in strategy with like combination Merfolk and level up Merfolk. That's where this card excels. I think for the cost, its ability definitely comes in handy. Coming in at number 2, arguably one of my favorite mountain type creatures, or fire type, whatever. My Dear Fiend. Costs 2 to bring out. Elemental Beast. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature gets +3/+0 until end of turn. So, yeah, that's quite nice. So, going from a 1/2 to a 4/2. Definitely quite nice, and also, may I add, the artwork is kick-ass. Coming in at number 1, arguably one of my favorite level up creatures from the set, obviously, Core. Yes. Knights of Cliffhaven. Creature costs 2 to bring out. Level up cost is, of course, 3. You start out as a 2/2. You level up to level 1 to level 3. You're a 2/3 with flying. If you get to level 4, You're a 4/4, you have flying and vigilance. This card is actually legit really cool to have, whether it's in a popper deck, a level up style deck from back at the time period when this was bigger, I should say. But in my opinion, this honestly gimmick sadly never really did much after this, which sucks because I'm a big Uber fan and supporter of the level up gimmick. I wish more sets would have used it, as well as I wish more stuff moving forward would have kept things like Annihilator, but I get it. Very OP mechanic. With that said, I'll see you all next time. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel. Give me your thoughts on some other future sets. Maybe do a top 10 common list on. With that said, I'll see you all again soon. And hopefully enjoy the music in the background today from the Silent Hill series. And I'll see you all again soon.